Hello everyone, welcome back to my crafting world. My name is Anna and I do thank you for coming back, and if you're new, please hit that subscribe button and stay a while. So today I'm going to show you how I made this loaded accordion box, and it comes from Yorlis Borja, and I think her YouTube channel name is Pretties by Yorlis. So I am going to go ahead and link that in the description box so you can go back and look at her original video. So yeah, it's a loaded accordion box, but of course it's not loaded yet. And I am going to show you exactly how I made it. And let me show you the inside. It's got Velcro as the closure. And there we go, guys. I will show you, and I don't want this video to go too long, so let's jump right into it. Okay guys, so the paper line that I used, or the paper pad that I used, was Parisian Lane, and this is a Recollections pad. So I did get this from Michael's, and oh, this is such a beautiful paper pad. I try not to buy too many, but this one is so pretty. I thought I would go ahead and get this one day that I had gone to Michael's for something. And look at this page, isn't that gorgeous? Oh my gosh, I love that. So this is the paper that I used, and look at that. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. But anyway, quick flip through. So I use this paper pad. So okay, so you know me guys, I like to use my poster board, because when I'm gonna make something, I want it to really last. I'm very practical, so if I make something, it's something that I want people to reuse or even re-gift or reuse in their projects or whatever. I just want it to last. Excuse me. So the first thing you're gonna need is a 6.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and I've already cut all this down. I've went ahead and made my score marks because I didn't want this video to go on too long. But okay, so 6.5 by 11. On the 6.5 by 11, you're going on the long side, which is this side right here. You're going to score at 3 1/4, 6.5, and 10 3/8. Now, okay, so this is a 6-inch side. So you flip it over and let me see if I can get you a little bit closer. Okay, so you score at, oh, wrong side. Okay, so here's the 3 1/4 right here, 3 1/4, and then 6.5 right there, and then 10 3/8. On the Martha Stewart scoreboard, it's the little notch right after. I don't know if this is trembling. Oh, it's my fan. My fan is going. Let me turn it off. Okay, so it's the little mark right after the quarter mark. So that's 10 3/8. Okay, so you make your score lines. Okay, and I went ahead and did all of them at the same time, so I didn't have to keep going back and forth with my scoreboard, or cutter for that matter. And the next piece of paper you're gonna, or cardstock you're going to need, is a 6 by 6 3/4, and you're going to score on the 6 3/4 side, which is this one, 6 3/4. You're going to score at 3 1/4. This is going to be the front side of your box. So 3 1/4, score right down the middle. Okay. And then you also need your accordions for the side of the box, and I went ahead and cut those. That one you cut at 3 1/2 by 8 1/2. Okay, 3 1/2 wide, 8 1/2 long. So you, on the long side, you're going to score every 1/2 inch, okay, to make your accordion, and then you're going to flip it onto the short side, which is the 3 1/2, and you're going to score one more time at that 1/2 inch mark. So you score it down the side, and that's it. That's all you do to this. So at this point you are finished with your scoreboard. Okay, so this is the first one that I make So if I make any mistakes or whatever, you're gonna get to see it, because this is the first time I make it. Okay, so I take, and of course, you know, my bumps are on the back. Before I do that, I did cut. So this is the inside, this is the outside. So I did cut my paper that I want on the outside. I did cut it, I cut it the same length, or the same size as this, 6 by 11. And what I did was I went and I trimmed off 1/8 of an inch on 2 sides. So you don't need to do, you know, all 4 sides, because it's even. So you do I cut 1/8 on that side and 1/8 on this side, and you know, with a tiny border around the box itself. So yeah, because I don't want it all white. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to erase my measurements, although it will not show through the paper. You know me. So I'm going to erase that. Okay, now, all right, so I am going to adhere this, move this and move this. I'm going to adhere these two. Let me pull you back out. Oh, okay, let me pull you back out. Okay, and I am going to adhere, let me move all this stuff that's on my table. I'm going to adhere these two together, and I'm going to fold inward. So what I'm going to do is what am I going to use? I haven't thought that far ahead, guys. I don't want to use my wet glue. So I'm going to put adhesive on the back of this, as close as I can to the edge, because I need the edges adhered down. Oh, that went down a little bit crooked. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to fast forward. Okay, guys, I went ahead and stopped it. Okay, so, excuse me. So, guys, this is the top. This is the top of your box. This is the back side. This is the bottom, and this is the front flap. So, like I said, I was going to fold in. So this is the front part, or the outside part of my box. So you may see my big head, and I'm sorry, but let me attach the paper as straight as I can to my base. Yeah, not too bad. Okay, now at this point, I'm going to go ahead and score. I'm going to fold my score lines, and I'm hoping that the paper's not going to do too bad. So there's my first one. There's my second. Well, it's not too bad. And there is my last one. So at this point, if I really wanted to, I could line the inside of my box, but I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it white. Let me reflect on this for a second. Because you know me, guys, I have OCD. Yeah, I'll leave it like that. Okay, and I have gone ahead and put the adhesive on the back of this one. And again, I am going to erase my pencil marks, and I'm not going to fold just yet. Okay, not any of that on my paper. Okay, so this is going to be folded in. So this is my front. So this is going to go right here, and this will then become my front flap. So I will glue this together. Okay, I went on a little crooked, but overall not too bad. What I should have done though was I should have gone ahead and put my magnets on there, but I'll worry about that when I come to it, just because this would have covered the magnet. Okay, so let me make my fold right there, and it does tend to curve a little bit, but you know, it's not, overall it's not bad. I'm afraid to use my bone folder because I don't want to crack the paper. Maybe lightly. It's not too bad, it doesn't crack. Okay guys, so now this becomes the top, and this becomes the bottom. Okay guys, hope y'all can see it coming together. And I hope I have done let me see, maybe I have it the wrong way. Okay guys, yes, actually I didn't go back to look at the video, but I measured these. We'll just eyeball these two. So your short one needs to go on the top, and this is what I had wanted for the bottom, but I didn't even pay attention to that. So yeah, you might want to pay attention to that part, because if I put it on there, it's not even. At least to me it's not. Yeah, see the top, if I put it on there like that, the top looks like it'll be wider. So I'm going to put this right here, and you need to go right below that score line so that when they open it, they can open it and it won't, this won't come unglued. So I am going to burnish down a little bit more, hoping the paper doesn't crack. Nope, it didn't crack. Oh, good. Okay, so this goes on like this. I'm going to use the score tape to do that part. Not the score tape, this is double-sided, but it's not the score tape brand. Okay, there. And then you always have a card. Here it is. Okay, I'm going to do that, but I am also going to use some glue. Art glitter glue is what I'm going to use. Okay, there's that. And I'm going to do some art glitter glue as well. Okay. Again, you might see my big head, and I apologize. I tried to keep it out of the way. Okay. So guys, you should stop by and look at her channel. She does some amazing work. Oh my gosh. She does some, man, she's amazing. That's all I can say. Okay, so that was above the score line. Okay, so it folds and there is no kind of interruption of any sort. Okay, so at this point, that actually makes your box, and it's going to be nice and sturdy. And there we go. That is going to be our box right there. And the reason that she leaves this flap so long is because if you want to cut a decorative edge, you can. You have enough space to do it with. But I'm not going to cut anything. I'm not gonna. If I do, it'll be a Martha Stewart punch, which I may do that one. But anyway, so there is the box. Now we need to make the accordion, and this is where, you know, there's a little trick to this one. So remember that line we did at the bottom? Okay, so let's go ahead and fold our accordion Let me erase this. Yeah, I gave you the measurements to that. 3.5 by 8.5. You score every 1/2 inch on the short side, and then once on the long side. And she put all kinds of laces and whatnot on hers, and it looks beautiful. But, you know, this is my first time making it, so I'm not going to do that. But I encourage you to give it a try because it's beautiful. Okay. All right, so there is our accordion. So you flatten it back out. And then what you're going to do is, so if you don't do this step, I mean, it'll be fine, but she did it because I believe she said because she had all the laces and trims on there. And it's a way to stabilize your accordion to your box. So I'm going to go ahead and do that because I think it's a good idea. It's a good idea. So let me take my scissors, and what she does is she cuts this corner out right to the score line, and then this one right to the score line. Okay, and you know, and this isn't going to be seen from the outside, so you know, of course, I don't think it has to be perfect. Okay, so she cut those two corners out, and then what she did was she cut a couple of darts from the first two folds. Okay, and then she did this one as well. So there's that one, and then there is, I hope I was in frame. I'm focusing on my cut. I think I was though. Okay, there you go. She has these two and these two. Now what she did was she cut the rest of it off. And I'm cutting right above that score line, so it'll be a clean cut. I forgot where she cut hers, or if she even mentioned it. Okay, so that is what your accordion should look like. I'm going to go ahead and do that to the next one. I'm going to go ahead and cut and then fold, because the scissors are in my hand and I'm lazy like that. Okay, and then she did this one and this one. And she did say she tried doing them all, but it was kind of hard to put together, so she opted for the first two. And it does anchor it down. I saw that in her video. It really does anchor everything down to where your accordions aren't moving around, whatnot. Okay, let me throw my trash, because if I don't, everything's unclear. Okay, let me fold my accordion, and you can see right there I made a mistake. I was looking at something, and while I was trying to make my score lines, and I went off the grid. I'm a multitasker that way. Okay, let me get this straight. And I don't have any embellishments to put in this, guys, but that's okay. I just thought the, you know, box was beautiful. Okay, so there we go. And this is the point where she says you can go ahead and put your all of your trims and laces, if you're going to put them on there. Here it is. I'm going to use my tape, but I'm going to use adhesive as well. So I'm going to put this on there. This goes there. Well, guys, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, guys, I was looking at her video when she went ahead and did her accordion fold. One of them I cut one end off just so that they can be even on the folds. So next one I may add 1/2 inch to the accordion fold, just that way these folds are even. I hope you understand what I mean. That way, because if not, it would have been one facing in, one facing out. So remember guys, I'm OCD, so yeah. All right, so what she did next, I went ahead and put my tape on both ends. So what she did next was she glued it to her box. So this is your box. This is one side and this is the other right here on this side. So she went ahead and, of course, you know, pay attention to your pattern. Your pattern should be on the outside. So she glued this. I'm gonna again use some art glitter glue because it is amazing. I don't know where my pen went. I guess I'll stab myself with it and find it at some point. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little art glitter glue to this so that it doesn't come apart because it is an accordion. All right, so this, let me see, check it again. Yeah, this is my front. So this is where your accordion will go. And guys, I'm going to try not to move that paper so I can stay in frame. Again, you might see my big old head. I'm trying to get close to it. So okay, so she put this right above her score line and as close to the edge as possible. So let me try to do that. Right above the score line, as close as possible to the edge. Without going over. The score line is a little lower. Okay, I think I got it, guys. I'm gonna hold it down for a second because it does have the glue. Okay guys, let me bring it up to you. If you can see, it's above the score line. There you go. And remember, hers doesn't have that corner in it, but because I cut mine off, you know, that one slit off, it does have this little tab. So the next one is going to go on this side. But before I do that, I am going to go ahead and glue this one on this side. Put some glue on this. Okay. Again with the big head. Oh, okay. Again, right above the score line, as close to the edge as possible. Oh, this one, I did pretty good with this one. I think because I sat down to try to see it a little closer and not have my head in the way. I think that's why it went on a little quicker. This is gonna go in. Yeah, guys. Oh, that's looking good. Okay. So, let me make sure I glued this right. I sure did. Okay, so this one is gonna go glued to the back. And again, I'm gonna go with the art glitter glue. Okay, guys. As close to the bottom as possible. And I know this is kind of hard for you guys to see because of the angle, but I have to put it down before I can glue anything down, just to get it straight. Seriously, guys, I hope you stop by her channel. I am going to link her video in the description box so that you guys can go check it out. It's beautiful. Okay, there we go, guys. there's your first accordion, and you see why she anchors these down so that this doesn't pop out when you are putting your embellishments in there or whatever it is that you're using it for. Oh, come on. Okay. And this one doesn't have the little anchor, but I am going to improvise. I'm going to do it a little bit different because I feel like it really does need that anchor down. That anchor to you know, to hold it down with. This one does have one little anchor. Okay. Okay guys, I've held it down for a little bit. Okay, so here's your box. Okay, so these little anchors are going to help hold it in, but I think I'm going to put one in the center. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Okay, so at this point, this is where you glue your little anchors down. So let me do that. Fold them in. Gonna hold this, put some glue on there, and hold it. It's okay. Hope you guys can see. I am just going to glue this down, make sure that, there we go. I'm gonna hold that down for a second. And it's right on that edge of your base piece. Okay. So let me do that, these two.
I'll show you what I did in just a second. Okay, hopefully it's way down.
So this one was a folding piece, so I went ahead and put that one to the side, and then this one, oh, I just unglued it. This one I went ahead and put it on the top. Now I don't know if that's the way she meant it to be, but that makes sense to me. So let me glue both of them. Okay guys, that was not easy to do. I was struggling. Okay, so I felt like it was still bowing out a little bit more. So what I did was that one piece that I cut from one of the sides, it was, you know, 1/2 inch. So I just cut it down a little bit more. And if you can see, I glued half of it to the accordion on the inside and then down to the box. And see how I did that? So yeah, that's not the way she does it, but girls, I was struggling. Okay, so now what I need to do is I need to figure out what I'm going to do. See, there's your box. I mean, isn't that gorgeous? Can you imagine with all the lace and trim on there? Oh, hers is just beautiful. So I'm going to do some decorating. I think I'm going to use Velcro for the closure. She used a magnet, but I really think I'm going to use Velcro. So let me do some decorating, and there we go. All right, guys. Beautiful, isn't it? Okay, so let me do some decorating, and I'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead and put the Velcro on there and show you what I've got so far. Alrighty, guys. I finally finished, what does she call it? Loaded accordion box. Of course, it's not loaded yet, but I'm going to. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, guys. I am going to load this up and I am going to give it away. All you have to do is be a visible subscriber, like, and leave a comment on my channel under this this tutorial. Yorlis, if you're watching, I messed up a little bit, but you know, it was fun. So yeah, this side came out great. This one not so great, but it still doesn't look bad. So let me tell you what I did, guys. I used this die right here. I got this one Tuesday morning. It was $2.99. So I used the bird cage, the bird, and the corner piece. I did not use these 2 flowers. So all I did was on the front, I did use Velcro. There we go. So on the front, all I did was I added this on there because I tried to punch with the Martha Stewart punch and it was too thick and it didn't punch. So I had all these little lines on there. So I cut part of it off. I made a separate border and then I glued it on. And I glued this green ribbon on there and then the pink leaves. This this bow, y'all can watch Scrap the World. She makes these. She saw somebody else make them and she made them. I thought I'd give it a try, and this was my trial bow. And then here are the corners that I die cut. I put a purple bling. I was trying to pull in this purple and I think it did pretty good. And then on the top I just put some lace on the top and then this cording, the bird cage, and this is the negative piece that punches out or that cuts out with the die, and I thought it would be cute if I used it as an open door. So the little door is open, some flowers. I put the little bird close to his home, and then I put a little flower on the top here, various flowers. I did stickle these flowers. I don't know if you can tell. You can probably tell. I stickle those flowers, and then the corner pieces. So yeah, that's what I made. I still need to put my little ticket on the back, and I am going to fill it up. And let me show you guys. Once you open it, it does open very wide, and so I am going to fill it up. And like I said, all you have to do is like, comment, and be a visible subscriber. That's it. And I am going to give it away. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you all have a wonderful day.